The Spurs remind us all that this is not their first rodeo. Hi, and welcome to the Daily Sports Update presented to you by Toyota. I'm Amber Wilson. Leading up to Game 1 of the NBA Finals, all we heard about was LeBron James and his chase for the championship at the tender age of 22. All we heard was the hype, the Michael Jordan comparisons. What no one seemed to be talking about was the 3 rings on Tim Duncan's hand, the multiple times he's been the NBA Finals MVP. What no one seemed to remember was Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker are proven champions. There are no comparisons, no questions, no doubts, and Thursday night in Texas, championship experience reigned supreme. The San Antonio Spurs defense was too much for young James and the Cleveland Cavaliers as they held LeBron without a field goal in the first half. By game's end, James was just 4 of 16 from the field, had 14 points, 6 turnovers, and had played 44 exhausting minutes. Rookie Daniel Gibson hit a couple threes and some tough jumpers to lead the Cavs with 16 points, but Gibson's performance didn't compare to Tim Duncan and Tony Parker's. Tim Duncan controlled the paint on both sides of the court with 24 points, 13 rebounds, and 5 blocks for the Spurs. Tony Parker added 27 points and 7 assists. But the key to the Spurs winning a 4th title in 9 years will be their ability to continue to keep LeBron James in check.
We were just trying to stick with the game plan and doing the same stuff. Honestly, didn't know he was 0 for 7. I knew we were doing a pretty good job on him, but I didn't know his numbers. He's so good at finding guys with his size. We just need to keep hands in there, and as I said, we got a couple hands on balls, which helped our defense a whole lot.
I have to play better, and for us to win, me being a leader of this team, I have to play better in order for us to have a chance to win down the stretch. And I know that, and my teammates know that I'm gonna bring my better effort in Game 2.
So what of the Jordan-LeBron comparison? Let's take a look at both of their first NBA Finals appearances. Both Jordan's Bulls and LeBron's Cavs took it on the chin in Game 1. If you remember, Michael capped off a dominant 36-point, 12-assist night with a missed jumper at the buzzer as the Bulls fell to the Lakers. As for LeBron, well, he never really had a chance to shine. Just 14 points last night, and he wasn't on the court when the final horn sounded. In '91, Michael and the Bulls ran off 4 straight to take down LA for their first title. It doesn't look right now like the Cavs have that kind of surge in them, but we'll see. Let's go down to San Antonio where Tony Mejia takes a look back at Game 1 for us.
San Antonio's 85-76 Game 1 victory was entirely predictable because Tony Parker was not going to be stopped by anybody on the Cleveland roster. He won't be stopped in Game 2, Game 3, Game 4, and if there is a Game 5, he won't be stopped there either. His speed is too great. We also thought that San Antonio's experience would be a major factor, and it was in Game 1. You could clearly see that Cleveland was the team that had more jitters. And we also thought that Greg Popovich would make LeBron James into a passer and force other Cavaliers to beat him. They didn't. That was predictable. About the only thing that wasn't predictable was San Antonio's rebounding advantage. Cleveland is one of the best rebounding teams in this league, and San Antonio took it to them 43-32, and they outscored them on second chance points by 9. Unless Cleveland can get with it on that factor, they're not going to have a chance at all to hang around in this series. For CBS Sportsline, this is Tony Mejia.
All right, let's take a look at some news and notes from around the world of sports. Dante Culpepper asked the Miami Dolphins to release him Thursday so he can choose his next team. The request came one day after the Dolphins completed a deal with the Kansas City Chiefs for quarterback Trent Green. Culpepper, who serves as his own agent, said he's disappointed with the Dolphins' impatience in rushing him back to play from injury last year and rushing him out the door this year. Curt Schilling nearly pitched the first no-hitter of his career yesterday versus Oakland. Nearly. He no-hit the A's for 8 2/3 inning until Shannon Stork came up in the 9th and lined a clean single to right field. Schilling shook off catcher Jason Varitek just before the pitch. It was the first time he shook him off all game. Michelle Wu has hopes of playing with the men, but right now it's a struggle just doing her best against the women. We shot 73 by Thursday's end at the LPGA Tour Championship. We recovered from a sloppy start to say the least, with 3 birdies in a 4-hole stretch and a couple of par saves. After withdrawing from the Ginn Tribute after 16 holes last week, Wee's been under intense scrutiny over her conduct. Some thought she might withdraw again yesterday when she summoned a rules official to the 6th hole to get permission to have her therapist work on her hurting wrist. But she played on, leaving herself in decent shape to play all 4 days of the championship. And that'll do it for the Daily Sports Update presented to you by Toyota. Keep your mouse clicking right here on CBSSportsline.com for everything you need to know in the world of sports. And if you have missed anything here today, stop, refresh, and rewatch me, Amber Wilson. You guys have a fantastic day.